again.
Stop your motor. Get out. Do exactly as I say.
That's what I'm doing. Chapter 140.
You see the farm ahead? Come and get your family. You can collect the bodies now. I know you can't believe it, but it's true. They're all dead, Dr. Cross. Come to the farm and see.
My heart was floating as I started sweeping forward through tall grass and bushes toward the small farmhouse that was still a couple of 100 yards away. My legs and arms felt numb, like they were part of somebody else. I tried to calm myself by taking slow, deep breaths, then by not thinking at all. Finally, by gathering my hatred for the tiger into a small, tight ball that could explode at the proper time.
You remember how you found the Cox family in Georgetown? This is better.
He taunted me.
You made it happen, detective.
I wanted to tell the rabid monster that my family had done nothing to hurt anybody ever, but I kept it inside. I didn't want to give him anything else. I couldn't stop my brain from working that way, but I was trying to concentrate on the danger and the horrors ahead. This had to be a trap, I told myself. Somebody wanted me here. They needed to find out what I knew about the war in Nigeria. It didn't matter. I had to be here no matter what.
Are you ready, detective?
The last sound, his voice, wasn't coming from the cell phone in my hand. Then the tiger stepped out from the bushes.
You ready for me? You want the mystery solved?
Chapter 141.
Finally you listen. Only it's too late, fool.
The killer spoke in a loud, cocky voice as he moved toward me. 2 young thugs were at his sides, Houston Rockets and a blunt-faced boy who aimed a flashlight at my eyes. "Where's my family?" I said, staying on message as best I could under the circumstances.
What difference does it make? One family? You make me laugh. All you pitiful Americans. Everyone laughs at you all over the world.
He pulled out a hunting knife and showed the long, thick blade to me. He didn't say anything about the knife. He didn't have to. I had seen what it could do at Ellie's house. "Where are they?" I asked again.
You think you get to ask the questions? I can make you scream, beg for death. Your life is nothing to us. We say yeah, useless, worthless. Your family? Nothing. Yeah, it means useless.
The tiger came up close, and I could smell his sweat and tobacco on his breath. He held the knife close to my throat.
Say it. I am nothing. Say it. You want to know about your family?
He screamed in my face.
Say I am nothing.
I am nothing. He cut me across the biceps. I didn't look at my arm, but I knew I was bleeding. I wouldn't show him weakness, no matter what happened to me now.
Flesh wound.
He laughed. His killer boys found it funny too, sick little bastards. I wanted to take all of them down. He motioned with the knife.
You want to see your family so bad? Come on. You can see what's left. Yeah.
Chapter 142. I stumbled forward toward the deserted-looking farmhouse standing in shadowy darkness, and I wondered if Nana, Ali, and Janny really were in there. The closer I got, the less likely it seemed to me. I was afraid I had been living in denial all this time, for days now. Suddenly I found it hard to walk, to stand even, but I made myself go on, step by step, toward the dark farm that held secrets I maybe didn't want to know. There was a narrow dirt path winding up to the house, and I trudged along a few paces in front of the tiger and his killers. Were these the same bloodthirsty devils who had murdered Ellie's family? Was the one in the Houston Rockets shirt the bad lieutenant? Had he traveled back and forth from Africa with the tiger? What was their connection with what was happening in Lagos and down in the Delta? Could a civil war become a world war? Was it starting in Africa this time? Suddenly I was struck hard in the small of my back. I lurched forward and almost went down, but somehow I kept my balance. Then I whirled around and saw Houston Rockets holding the butt end of his rifle. He was going to hit me with it again. "Stop right there," I yelled. "You punk, you little coward." I wanted to go after him so badly, to wring his neck and break it. The tiger laughed, either at me or at his vicious killer.
No, Hakim. I want him conscious. Open the front door, Cross. You are the detective. You made it all the way here. Now you will see. Open the door. Solve the great mystery.
Chapter 143. I turned the rusty knob, then pushed hard on the sticking wood-frame door. It opened with a loud whine. At first I couldn't see much, even with the faint glow from the flashlight held behind me. "Where are they?" I asked.
Go in and see. You wanted this. Proof of death?
I walked into the house and still couldn't see anyone in there. My heart was racing. Everything in the first room smelled of mildew, of dirt and age, maybe of death. I can't see anything. It's too dark. Suddenly a light went on. A living area was illuminated. 2 small sofas, easy chairs, standing lamps, but I still didn't see anyone else in the room. I whirled to look at the tiger, who loomed behind me. "Where are they?" I yelled. "There's no one in here."
Tell me what you know.
He seemed serious and businesslike.
What did the she-bitch Adan tell you? What do you know about the Delta? Tell me.
I stared back at him. "Do you work for the CIA too?" They wanted to know what Adan told me. He laughed out loud.
I work for anybody who pays me. Tell me what you know.
I don't know anything. I found out nothing in Africa. If I had, don't you think I'd tell you? I saw you kill Adan Tansi. That's what I know, only what I saw with my own eyes. Someone stepped out of an adjoining hallway. I turned to see Ian Flaherty there in the farmhouse. "I don't think he knows anything. You can kill him," he said to the tiger. "Then he can be with his family. Go ahead. Get it over with." A terrible look crossed my face. So the CIA was in on this from the beginning? Flaherty shrugged. "Not the agency, no. Just me. Kill him now. Get it over with." Then another voice was in the living room. "You get to die first, asshole." Samson stepped into view. The car I drove had a tracker on it. John had followed the signal all the way down into Maryland. And he wasn't alone. "It'll be a dead tie," said Bree. She came up alongside Samson. "You and the tiger both die. Unless you start talking to us. Where are Nana and the kids?" The punk in the Houston Rockets shirt pumped his gun. Bree shot him in the left cheek under his eye. He screamed, then dropped. The tiger dove back out the front door. "I'm not armed," said Ian Flaherty, and raised both hands in the air. "Don't shoot me. I don't know what happened to your family. That wasn't my doing, none of it. Don't shoot me." I drove my shoulder hard into Flaherty's chest, and then ran past him after the tiger. Samson threw me a gun on the way out. "Use it!" he yelled. Chapter 144. It was dark outside, scarily black and cold as the middle of winter. Just a sliver of moon was visible, with low clouds sliding fast across the night sky. I didn't see the tiger anywhere. But then I caught a wisp of movement to the right of the dirt trail we'd taken to the house. "Alex!" I heard Bree call behind me. I didn't call back to her. I ran ahead and hoped she wouldn't follow, that she couldn't see me in the darkness. I wanted to get to the tiger first, just me and him. "Alex!" Bree shouted again. "Don't do it this way! Alex! Alex!" I continued to track movement, the faint outline of a man running up ahead. Or just noise sometimes, the rustle of branches. I was concentrating on that, when a shadow flew at me out of the brush. I spun sideways and fired a shot into the chest of a killer in a white tee and white baseball cap. One of the boys. He grunted and fell over in a heap. I kept on running after the tiger. He was moving fast, but so was I. 2 downhill skiers on a dark slope. I was gaining on him a little, but not enough. I didn't call out. I just ran with everything I had in me. There was nothing in my mind except catching him. No caution, not anymore. No fear for myself. I could hear his heavy footfall and his breathing, which sounded ragged. Still, I didn't call to him. I held my gun out, and I fired twice. I fired low so I wouldn't kill him by mistake. I needed to keep him alive so I could find out where my family was. I didn't think I hit him, but he turned his body and that caused him to stumble. I put on an extra burst of speed. I was gaining on him now. I could make out more details, see him clearly. Then I dove for his legs. I nearly missed, but I caught him around the ankles, and he crashed down on his chest and face and hit his head hard on a rock. I crawled over him on my hands and knees. Then I went up on my haunches and punched down with all my strength. My fist connected with his jaw. Sweat and blood flew out to the sides.
Fucker! Traitor!
He growled like a jungle cat under attack. My family! Where are they? What happened to them? I shouted. Then I punched him again with everything I had, all the anger and rage living inside. This time he lost a tooth, but he was strong, even hurt like this, and he finally threw me off. Then he was on me. I shielded my head with my arms, and he struck my wrist, perhaps breaking it, I thought. But I didn't make a sound. I arched my body several inches. I managed to grab him around the neck and hold on. I didn't know where the strength was coming from or how long it would last. I tried to headbutt him, and because of the odd angle I was at, I connected with his Adam's apple. He gagged, then spit phlegm and blood. My family! I yelled again.
Fuck your family! Fuck your kids! Fuck you!
Then he got to the hunting knife. I was still thinking that I had to keep him alive. Not that I had to survive this, but that he did. I held his knife hand at the wrist, but I was losing my grip. The fight was turning his way. This was it. This was how I died. I would never know about Nana, Ali, Janny. That was the worst part, not knowing. A shot rang in the night. The tiger straightened up, but then he came back down at me with the knife.
Die! Like your family died.
A second shot struck where his right eye had been glaring at me a second before. Where are they? I yelled again. Where is my family? He didn't say another word. His good eye was all hatred. The rest of his face was a bloody mess. The tiger couldn't answer. He collapsed on me. Dead. Where are they? I whispered. Chapter 145. Bree came running up as I pushed the massive corpse away from me. Even now that he was dead, I still hated the bastard with all my heart and soul. Bree knelt on the ground and hugged me. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm so sorry. All I saw was the knife. I had to shoot him. I kept holding on to her and rocking. Not your fault. Not your fault. But then I began to shudder and shake. I knew what I had lost here. Knew that the tiger had been my last chance to find my family. We left the body and trudged back to the farmhouse. Police cars from the neighboring towns were arriving, and the trees were lit with the crimson and blue glare from their domes. Sampson came out of the farmhouse as we approached. I've gone through every room. There's no one here. I don't see any sign of them either, Alex. No blood anywhere, nothing obvious anyway. I don't think they were ever here. I nodded, trying to register crime scene facts and to comprehend their meaning. I want to look again anyway. I need to look for myself. What about Flaherty? I suddenly thought to ask. The state police have him for now. He showed them he was CIA. I don't know what happens next. I don't think they can hold him. Chapter 146. We searched the house and nearby work shed and a barn until first light of day. Then we began to comb the surrounding grounds. At this point there were more than 30 police officers and FBI agents searching at the scene. but it still